Hey, what is up, my tricksters? It's your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero back again. We got some new cards that we're going to be talking about, as you guys can see. I've got to move my thing out of the way so I can read this. um, but before we get into the new spice here, that is Aussa the Earth Channeler. Uh, if you guys want to support the channel, the two ways to do that is the Spring Store it's in the description below, as well as my Your Playmats link. Get yourself some custom sleeves. They put anything you want on the back of this, and if you use my link, you'll get 10% off, and you'll be directly supporting the channel. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Alrighty, now that my spiel is done. Alright, so we got this new card, Aussa the Earth Channeler. So, we're going to quickly go over what she does. She's basically, in short, generic Earth monster searchability. But we'll be talking pros and cons, and on top of that, I'm going to be giving you cards that you can actually use this card to get. Like, give you ideas on some decks, so you guys can know kind of what you're going to be looking to use this card in. And I mean, the list is kind of scary already. Anyway. Alright, you can discard this card and one other Earth monster. Add one Earth monster with 1850 or less attack, and the same original type as either of the discarded monsters from the deck to the hand. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except for Earth monsters. When a Earth monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card. That's the second effect. But this is the one we care about, right? We care about the primary effect of which you're going to be using this card for. Now, mind you, this card is 100% a neg-1 upon use. You're going to be ditching this card and another monster. However, as we all know in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, graveyard stuff is just kind of like, what? I didn't give up anything. So a lot of graveyard decks that are Earth-based will be using this, and we're going to give you some examples of some things that will want to use this card. And the list is pretty staggering. So let's go ahead and get started with probably some people's fan favorite. Virtual World actually has a ton of Earth and Worm monsters. You basically, and here's the thing: the kicker is you're basically going to be getting either a spellcaster or whatever the type of the other monster is. So archetypes who have, it's okay if they have more than one typing, but if they have like two or more monsters that are of the same typing, like for example, like I said, with Virtual World. If whichever one of these is better for you to have, well, voila, you can ditch this and go get the other one. And of course, Virtual World is notorious for it. The only downside I can see is that Virtual World seems to be mostly wind attribute based, so that might slow this deck down that way. But you know, it just kind of depends on what you're going for. I don't pretend to know much about Virtual World. I just know that most of the stuff they go for tends to be wind. But hey, you can search it. But let's go for something that maybe doesn't care. Maybe Adamantipator won't give a crud, and they also happen to, a lot of them use the Prank Kid engine, and a lot of their stuff is Earth in the main deck. Like, so that's another one. They basically just gave Prank Kids more searchability. Here's a deck they gave searchability to that's kind of scary. If find another way to use it is like the old school like barrier statue stun. Yeah. They just gave you another way to search for, Fossil Dyna or Barrier Statue. Like, you literally just throw a rock monster in their graveyard, and it just kind of depends, because obviously, and the reason why you might want to do that is because Fossil Dyna covers more ground than the Barrier Statue of the Drought. So, that's why you might want to do that, because, if you're up against an Earth deck, they can still special summon. But if you trade Aussa and this, you go get this, and oh look, now they don't get a special summon at all. But the big deck that I think is going to get well, I wouldn't say the big deck, but this is one of the decks I think is going to get the most mileage out of this, is Machina. Because basically what you're going to do is you're going to ditch this, probably the Fortress, go get the Gear Frame, go get even the bigger Machina monster, and ooh, look at that, your plays just got started. You got Earth robots for days. Goki could also use this, because they're all Earth monsters. Traptrix, they're all Earth monsters. Madolche can use this. They're all Earth monsters. They just gave consistency more to Gravekeepers, because here's the fun part. This just says ditch an Earth monster and go get either a spellcaster or whatever the other typing is. So then now, if this card's in that deck, it doesn't really care what the other Earth monster is. So if it's like some type of like, you know, hand trap, like say a lot of players are playing like Token Collector and you ditched Token Collector in this card, oh look, you still get to go get the Commandant because she's the spellcaster. Um, if you're playing it with a deck with a lot of beast type monsters, you can go for things like Zodiac. And then like the one that I saw earlier with Imco40, he quoted was the rescue monsters. Like you play them in a beast type deck, and oh look at that, you got an easy searchability for this stuff. Another thing you could do is if you're playing fiends, and a lot of things that they're seeing play right now are things like Token Collector. If you're playing a BA with this in there, you could go get your fiendish Rhino Warrior, and now you don't have to worry about your BA monsters dying. And if your opponent happens to be playing something like Brave or Sword Soul, oh look, you got a Token Collector in the graveyard. Because Token Collector is like a hand trap as well as a graveyard trap. So, and also, and we cannot make this video without mentioning Melfi, obviously, is another deck that could abuse the crap out of this card. So, this card's looking a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. I think if I was gonna use it, I probably would mix it with something like Goki because you know I like the Goki monsters. The downside of using this card though is one, you're locked into Earth monsters, so don't play this in anything that just is splashing them. Probably. I gave Virtual World at the beginning. You probably shouldn't play this in Virtual World. That's all right. That's all right. I never claimed to be the smartest YouTuber. That's why we make videos. See. I'm playing chess now. I make videos so I can make mistakes in front of you guys so I don't make them later when I'm playing the game. That's a horrible joke. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this new searcher. I think that it's going to be pretty cool. I don't like that it's a minus, but, you know, Konami had to balance it somehow. So I think that a lot of Earth decks are about to get a big-time support. And like Imco40 said in his video, that means that we're going to get the other 5 attributes. So Yu-Gi-Oh's about to get friggin' wild! Like, oh my god, the Dark One's gonna be the most broken one out of the whole dang group. Like, think about it. Oh my god. The Dark One is gonna be fucking nuts. The only way this doesn't get friggin' crazy is if all of the new channeler monsters are all like, they all do something different. Like, the Earth one's a searcher, the Water one is like spot removal or something. That's the only way I can see. But if they're all like this, which typically if we look at the past with all the Charmer cards, they're all going to be the same just for their specific attribute. It's cool that we got this, but like, oh man, the Dark One's going to be bonkers. And we probably won't see it for another year or two, but yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. And is there a deck that I forgot that this can support out of the ones that I listed? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the Ben 10,000 yugioh channel, please consider subscribing. I am your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.